Hello, I'm the Commander Zander. I remember it so the nostalgia critic doesn't have to. And neither should you. Why do we go see movies? Because it allows us to enjoy 2 hours of our time leisurely and critique it, whether it be good or bad. And because of movies, that has given way to movie critiquers such as me and the nostalgia critic. Of course, I do more than movies. To rip on them if they're bad or compliment them if they're good. And so with that, I'm going to give you my top 12 favorite movies, which I also think are the best in my opinion. Why top 12? Because I like to one up the nostalgia critic. So, sit back and relax and enjoy my top 12 favorite movies. By the way, I'm going to give away the plots to all of them, so there's going to be plenty of spoiler alerts! Though I'll try not to give away the ending to these. So with that, let's begin the countdown. Number 12, Finding Nemo. This was an under-the-radar Pixar movie, in my opinion. And definitely one of my favorite ones. So what's the catch? We got a fish named Nemo. His dad, who lost his mom after an attack, and a buttload of baby fish, leaving just Nemo and the lucky fin of his. And Dory, played by Ellen DeGeneres. Nemo goes out swimming one day, trying to win a dare contest. Marlin is not too thrilled by it. And yeah, Nemo gets captured by swimmers. Only this was a dentist who wanted another fish in his aquarium so that his daughter can have as a pet. By the way, this all takes place in Sydney, Australia. So the race is on for Nemo's dad and Dory to try and get Nemo. Hence the name Finding Nemo. I won't give away the ending to this one. Number 11, The Simpsons movie. When they finally decided to do the Simpsons movie, the Simpsons had been around for about a decade and a half, almost 2 decades. And I was happy because it was about time for them to do a movie. And for what it's worth, I thought they did a good job. So what's the catch? Springfield is in an epidemic. They keep polluting shit into the lake. And so they decide, no more dumping. But what does Homer Simpson do? Be Homer Simpson and dump a bunch of pig crap into the lake. By the way, he got the pig at the Krusty Burger. So, because of that, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, for those who didn't know, plant a dome on Springfield. However, the Simpson family is able to escape, and they head off to Alaska to venture into a new life. Only to discover that Springfield is going to be destroyed. So, the race is on for them to go back and save the day. Will they do it? Well, I'll leave you to find out. Number 10, Beetlejuice. I'm not going to go into detail with this movie because I already did it in one of my reviews. But this sort of launched Michael Keaton's career to some extent. He plays, obviously, Beetlejuice. And the catch is the Maitland couple, played by Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, are now dead. And I know Ghost Dad kind of ripped this off 2 years later, but bear with me. So there's a new family that comes into the home that the Maitlands had lived all these years. The Maitlands don't like it, so they're going to try and scare them away. To no avail. Then they call Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice tries to scare them away to success, but the Maitlands then realize that we don't want that. We want them to stay. So, yeah, I think you kind of figure how this one ends. Then, if you don't, watch my review. Number 9, Batman Begins. This launched the Christopher Nolan Batman movie trilogy. So, what's the deal with this one? This movie took place 8 years after the last of the original Batman movie series because Joel Schumacher was so fucking terrible. He wanted to take a childish approach with the Batman movies. If you don't know what I mean, watch my Batman Forever review. And if you still don't know, watch the Batman and Robin movie review from the Nostalgia Critic. But in any case, because these two movies weren't that great compared to the Tim Burton ones, they stopped doing Batman movies until Christopher Nolan came in and said, let's try and take a darker approach to it and make it relevant again. And so they do. And you probably know how this one goes. Bruce Wayne has his parents killed, He's upset. He's taken in my Alfred, though he decides to venture, and I mean Bruce Wayne, tries to venture elsewhere to try and control his anger. In comes Ra's al Ghul to help him out. He learns all his martial arts skills there, comes back to Gotham, becomes Batman, and now has to put up with Ra's al Ghul and Scarecrow. Meanwhile, Gotham is in a predicament because they're going down the drain, and Ra's al Ghul is trying to change that with the assistance of Scarecrow. Trying to put water into the system to try and create fear, and thus a newer Gotham. Can Batman stop him? Well, obviously he does, because the ending kind of gives away what the next movie is about, so let's move on. Number 8, Raiders of the Lost Ark. What was George Lucas going to do after Star Wars became a hit? Oh, I know! Get Harrison Ford to do an Indiana Jones trilogy, with his good buddy Steven Spielberg directing. So what's the catch with Raiders of the Lost Ark? Indiana Jones is obviously trying to find the Lost Ark. How is he going to do it? Well, first he's going to go find Marion Ravenwood, one of his girlfriends. By the way, spoiler alert, the two end up getting married at the end of not Temple of Doom, Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. There you go. By the way, that's got Shia LaBeouf in there. So they go off, get the Staff of Ra, because that's what you need in order to reveal the location of the Ark, which has immense power, which is what the Nazis are going after. So, yeah. The race is on for Indiana Jones to try and beat the Nazis to get to the Ark before it gets evaluated by top men. Number 7, Toy Story. This was the first movie in the Pixar era, and prior to Toy Story 3 coming out, this was probably my favorite Pixar movie. And here's the kid. You got Woody played by Tom Hanks, Buzz played by Tim Allen, fighting for male superiority. Alpha superiority, if you will. They get into a tangle, and then they get stuck at a Dinoco. So the race is on for those two to get back before Andy and the rest of the family and the toys move on out. Can they do it? Well, you find out. Number 6, Toy Story 3. The last of the Toy Story trilogies, and may I just say, this was probably the best Toy Story movie out there. Toy Story 2 wasn't bad, but it's probably the least favorite of the 3 Toy Stories in my opinion, though it was still good. I mean, that tells you how legit Toy Story was. But Toy Story 3 was over the top. I mean, it had everything. It had humor, it had darkness. The ending is so incredible. It's like a changing of the guards, and you can relate to it growing up because they timed it out perfectly each time. Because as Andy got older, he was kind of our age when we were born in the 90s. So this was an awesome one. I'm not going to give too much away on that one. Go see it for yourself if you haven't yet. Number 5, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This was proclaimed to be the last of the trilogy before Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out in 2008. Without a doubt, this is my favorite of the Indiana Jones movies. So, Indiana Jones is back, but this time, he's trying to discover the Holy Grail, which will, once again, give you immense power. In this case, immortality. Problem is, his dad, played by the legendary Sean Connery, has been captured. So Indiana Jones has to get his father, and then they're off to try and get the Holy Grail. Can they achieve? Again, not giving it away. You watch the rest to figure it out. Number 4, Batman from 1989. This is another movie that I went deep in reviewing, and this was one of my favorite Batman movies. It has Michael Keaton playing Batman, and he's trying to stop the Joker, which is played by Jack Nicholson. I think that pretty much speaks for itself. I'm not going to go into any further detail. Again, I reviewed it, so if you haven't seen it, watch the movie, or better yet, go see my review. Number 3, Batman Returns. The last of the Tim Burton Michael Keaton movies. This was a good one. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to keep Michael Keaton and Tim Burton around, and that's when Joel Schumacher came in and ruined the Batman franchise before Christopher Nolan came back and saved it. Batman's back, and this time he's trying to stop Catwoman, whom we don't know which side she's on, and the Penguin. Again, not going to give too much detail into this one. If you want, go see my review for that. Number 2, The Dark Knight. The second of the Christopher Nolan Batman movie trilogy. Christian Bale is back as Batman, and this time he's trying to catch the Joker. If you saw the end of Batman Begins, you saw the Joker card, that kind of gave way to what was going to unfold in this one. Batman is trying to determine how long he should be Batman. And the Joker, played by Heath Ledger, the late Heath Ledger, who did a tremendous job portraying him, is out to be his sinister self. In the process, he kills Rachel Dawes and turns Harvey Dent into Two-Face. And then Harvey Dent dies. If not for the fact that Heath Ledger dies, the third Batman movie might have been a pretty good one. As it is, it still ended up being great because the number one favorite movie of mine is The Dark Knight Rises. This was a sensational ending to the Batman Christopher Nolan trilogy. So, Batman is back yet again, this time trying to stop Catwoman yet again, but for the first time in the Batman movie era, we have Bane. And for what it's worth, I think he did a tremendous job, if you know what I mean. Once again, they're trying to create chaos and Batman has to save the day. Can he do it? I will not give away this one. This is a sensational ending. It'll catch you by surprise, especially in the last scene. So there you have it. That's my top 12 favorite movies of all time. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't see a movie that you liked, or if you have a top 10 or so list of your own that you would like to share, feel free to post them on the comments section in YouTube. And let me know, because there are plenty of movies to go around, and I would love to hear what you guys think are your favorite movies. So, yeah, enjoy. I'm the CommanderZander. I remember, so the nostalgia Greg doesn't have to, and neither should you.